And you know what, you talked about in our pre-interview the I think you called it like the soft fraud, where people don't necessarily steal money. You said you didn't steal their money, but you stole their time. You had somebody sitting around waiting on you. Talk about a little bit about that.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. After you can look at fraud in different stages, right? You can just look at outright just trying to steal money out of consumers' pockets, and we have to figure out a way to deal with that. But then there's just bad behavior. It could be like if you booked an Airbnb and you flew to a destination and at the last minute the host canceled, or you were trying you had to get a flight and you needed an Uber and you waited 15 minutes for them to show up and then they canceled. You missed your flight. Is that fraud? Well, maybe it's a type of fraud. We call it soft fraud, where you may not have stolen somebody's money, but you stole their time, and that happens on our platform on both sides of the transaction, where somebody will a vendor will accept a job, and the homeowner has a party on Friday night, and they need somebody there Friday morning, and they hired this contractor because they had good ratings and so on, and they just didn't show up. And so that we have to figure out mechanisms in place to rate and score that service provider and show that kind of ding on their profile that they canceled at the last minute or no showed. Same thing on the homeowner side, where well they'll hire somebody to come out and mow the yard and then cancel at the last minute when the vendor is on the way. And so you may not have stolen anybody's money, but you stole their time. You stole their gas.
Yeah.
And so that soft fraud, which maybe somebody didn't have intentions to commit and perpetrate a fraud, but they did indeed have bad behavior on the platform, and so we've had to figure out ways to prevent those things from happening and sideline people who act that way on the platform.
Absolutely. And you know, in some of the research that I did on GreenPal, that was very impactful to those providers being rated, and you know, knowing that they didn't get the highest rating for that service, they were concerned about that, and then we're looking to try and make up, you know, time or ratings over time, because of, you know, maybe a service that didn't meet the homeowner's expectation. So I think it's really important and you know, valuable that that's in place.